Hello and welcome to another science experiment. My name is Katrina. As you can see, we're outside today, and that is because we're using chemicals. For this experiment, I've decided to do the famous elephant toothpaste. So to start off with, it is important that you wear personal protective equipment. This includes a lab coat, which I'm already wearing, safety goggles, and also some gloves. The science experiment consists of an empty plastic bottle, which I've got here, some dry yeast, you can use food colouring, and hydrogen peroxide. I've also got washing up liquid and some warm water, and you will need a measuring cup and a spoon to measure stuff out. So to start off with, it says to pour half a cup of hydrogen peroxide into the bottle. Now, it is recommended that you use 3% hydrogen peroxide, but I could only find 6%. That doesn't really matter, but again, you might want to think about safety, which is why I'm doing it outside. So I'm going to move this and get my hydrogen peroxide and measure out half a cup. The next step calls for me to add the hydrogen peroxide into the bottle. So again, be careful. This is a weak acid, but still you need to be careful when pouring. So kids, get an adult to help you. I've also got a tray underneath this to catch any liquid. So after I've done that, I need to add a big squirt of dish soap into the bottle and swirl it gently to mix. So I've got my washing up liquid here, and I'm just going to add a big squirt. Remember, lid's back on, and gently mix the bottle. That should be enough. Okay, now I've done that, it says to add drops of food colouring along the inside of the rim of the bottle's mouth and let them drip down inside of the bottle, but do not mix. So after I've added my food colouring, I need to, in a measuring cup, mix 1 tablespoon of yeast and 3 tablespoons of warm water and stir for 30 seconds. So I've got another cup here, and I'm just going to get my spoon and add the yeast first. Remember, dry to wet is more preferable because you do not want to get any liquid in your container. Again, this is why I've got the tray, because it's quite difficult to measure out. Okay, so that's about 1 tablespoon. So now that I've added the water to the yeast, I'm going to mix that well. The next step is to pour the yeast into the bottle and step back and watch the reaction. So I've got my bottle here, And I'm going to pour my yeast liquid into the bottle. And what we should see whoa! So can you see that it's foaming? And that is elephant's toothpaste. How do you explain this experiment? Well, when hydrogen peroxide comes into contact with the yeast, it starts breaking down in water and oxygen. The dish soap traps the oxygen gas bubbles, creating a foam. The yeast acts as a catalyst which speeds up the reaction as it contains the enzyme catalase, but it neutralizes the acid hydrogen peroxide. So the chemical reaction that we've got is hydrogen peroxide and yeast, which is a catalyst, produces water and lots of oxygen gas. So this is called an exothermic reaction, as it releases heat during the reaction. So I'm touching the bottle now, and it's actually very warm, and again the foam is quite warm to touch. So an exothermic reaction creates heat and doesn't require a lot of energy. An endothermic reaction, on the other hand, requires heat for a reaction to occur, and it's cool to touch. So can you think of an endothermic reaction you can do safely at home? That is my challenge for you. And on that note, thank you again for watching. This is one of Dr. Dot's experiments. She does it in a pumpkin for Halloween, so please see the link in the description below, as well as the link to my website where I will be posting it. Thank you again, and take care. Bye.